So I just watched episode 4 of Ahsoka, and holy shit. You did it, Disney. You fucking did it. You brought me back.
Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in.
You got me excited for Star Wars again. I can't even lie to you. You got me ready to be hurt again.
No question about it, I am ready to get hurt again.
This video is just going to be my base reactions. I just finished watching it, so I'm just going to be kind of going over, off the top of my head, no script, just kind of what I thought and some theories about where I think they might be going with this and kind of where I am with the show at the moment. I said I would only be doing videos on episodically for this show if the episodes were interesting. I missed last week as I was not very interested in that episode. This week, holy shit. There will be some spoilers in this video, so be ready for that. I'm going to be spoiling the entire episode, so if you haven't watched it, go watch it. Alright, so here we go. Ahsoka episode 4. So essentially this whole episode is this big, gigantic action sequence where you have these dark Jedi and these bad people that want to bring in Thrawn back into the galaxy. They want to go to this other galaxy and bring Thrawn back, trying to set up this beacon or something to locate the exact location of Thrawn and prepare to travel at light speed to that destination. And then you have Ahsoka and Sabine who are trying to stop them. Therefore, we get lightsaber action on lightsaber action on lightsaber action, and it is the best lightsaber stuff that we have gotten since episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. It was beautiful, it was amazing. You have the fight between the apprentices, Sabine, and whatever this chick's name is. And it's cool, it works, and the acting is good, and the performances are good, and the fight ends in a really cool way, and it's just really well done. You get Ahsoka fighting this Inquisitor person that everybody thought was going to be an important character, but happened to not be an important character, which is fine, because the fight was cool. And then you get Ahsoka versus the main bad Dark Jedi guy. What's his name? I think it's like Balon. Who gives a shit? Either way, he's a really cool character, and there's this whole monologue beforehand before they fight, and then you get to the actual lightsaber fight, and it is really cool, and you could really feel the stakes of this moment, and this is the most Star Wars-y anything Disney has ever made. Like, this thing feels so much like the original Star Wars stuff. It's so good, and I know I'm fanboying out a little bit, but I just haven't been this excited over anything Star Wars in a while. This was a great episode. And that lightsaber fight was so amazing. Everything was so great in it. It built up to a really good conflicting ending where you have the villains essentially win to go find Thrawn. We're setting up for a crazy finale. And then Ahsoka ends up in the world between worlds. No, I'm not totally knowledgeable about this stuff. I did watch Rebels, and I did see when they kind of brought this into play in Rebels, and I wasn't exactly sure what it was or what Filoni was going for, but my interpretation of the world between worlds is it's kind of like this outside dimension in this universe. It's sort of like that black hole paradox thing from Interstellar, where Matthew McConaughey could see this entire timeline of this bedroom, except in this, the world between worlds, they could see the entire timeline of everything when they access here. It's out of time. And I remember in Rebels that Ezra had accessed this world and he had saved Ahsoka from her fight with Darth Vader. He pulled her into the future from the past, which was a really cool scene and a really cool way of explaining how she got out of that fight. Now, I hate time travel. I'm very open about that. I've talked about it in pretty much every time travel movie. I think time travel is really stupid because it never makes sense in movies. They usually do it, most movies usually do it in a way where it completely destroys the logic of the story that they're trying to tell. It just never makes sense. So introducing time travel into Star Wars is something that I'm a little skeptical about, but I'm definitely kind of open to this concept of this outside dimension of time, where I think that can kind of work. But either way, at the end of the episode, Ahsoka is transported into this realm. She enters this world between worlds, and who's there? Motherfucking Anakin Skywalker. Beautiful looking, amazing, except for kind of the de-aging looking pretty horrendous, but you know what, who gives a shit? It's Hayden Christensen, it's Anakin, it looks like Revenge of the Sith Anakin, and oh my god, I jumped up and down, and then the fucking episode ends. Just ends, and I hate that it ended, but brilliant. Great job, Dave Filoni. They ended the episode at the perfect place because now I'm going to be waiting all week, excited for Star Wars, which is something I haven't felt in so long. Bravo. Bravo, guys. But we could theorize. What is Anakin doing there? I have my theory, and I'm going to give it to you now. Is he a Force ghost? I don't think so. Although that would be the obvious way to do it, and I think it would be really interesting to have a Force ghost Anakin talk to Ahsoka after the events of the original trilogy, after he was Darth Vader, a genocidal maniac for 30-something years. I would love to hear his side of what happened. Like, that is a really interesting conversation that we have yet to have. With Anakin, really, with anybody post, Return of the Jedi. And we know Anakin can come back as a Force Ghost, because there he is in Return of the Jedi. Another theory is that this is something beyond the Force Ghost, that somehow Anakin and other dead characters are able to exist within this realm, and that is something that I think I'd be a little bit less open to. You're already introducing this world that doesn't entirely make a lot of sense to the core of Star Wars lore, so I think the best way to do it is to mix existing lore with this lore, and I think just introducing the fact that all of these characters, these Force dead characters, can exist here may just add too many ripples to it to where it's kind of a little bit too complicated. But here's my theory. I think there's a specific reason why they chose to go for the exact look of Anakin from Revenge of the Sith. And I think the lines of Anakin telling Ahsoka, "I didn't expect to see you this soon," I think are very telling. I believe that at some point throughout the Clone Wars, before Revenge of the Sith, Anakin somehow ended up in the world between worlds. So this is actually Anakin. This is Anakin in the flesh, alive and well, from the past, interacting with Ahsoka from the future. And that is something that I'm not sure I'm entirely happy about, because I don't know if they're going to pull this off in the right way. There are so many ways that they could do that and completely fuck it and just ruin a lot of the logic of the original trilogy and a lot of Anakin's character arc in Revenge of the Sith. But there is also a way that I think I see, like a little avenue that they could go down where, oh my god, they can really make this concept work. And that's what I'm thinking they're gonna do. I think it's gonna be something with Anakin from the past interacting with Ahsoka from the future, and shit's just gonna get wild, and we're gonna have really cool stuff, and oh my god, Hayden Christensen is back, and I love it, and he needs more Anakin. He needs to do way more Anakin stuff, because what he got in the Obi-Wan Kenobi show was shit, and the treatment he got from people from the original, for the prequel trilogy, was shit. So we need more Hayden Christensen love. We need more Anakin. And I'm so excited to see the work that he put in and to see what they have for next week. And I know for an absolute fact they are going to disappoint me, because it's just a cycle of Disney. They get me excited, they get me happy, and then they break me. And you know what? I'm falling for it again. I'm falling. Dave Filoni, I'm all yours, because I believe at the moment, and I know 2 weeks from now, I'm going to be miserable and making a very angry video at you. But you know what? For right now, this is beautiful. Great job. Episode 4 of Ahsoka, 5 out of 5. Phenomenal. The best piece of Star Wars that Disney has put out. I'm so excited to see where they go with the Anakin character. I'm so excited to see what they do with bringing Thrawn back and Ezra back in this outside galaxy, and the amount of avenues they can go with storytelling in these galaxies. What they could do with this time travel element. Like, can we get an alternate timeline? Can we break off to another timeline where there's no Rey and no Palpatine coming back and no Ben Solo and none of that bullshit that nobody fucking wanted to see? Can we just reset it all, maybe? Or maybe that's just wishful thinking. But for crying out loud, man, can we just... There's just so many exciting possibilities that this episode and some of Ahsoka has really opened up, and finally they have proven to me that they can put together really good live-action Star Wars storytelling with great lightsaber fights that has some oomph behind them, that had some emotion behind them, that had some real storytelling behind them, with really cool villains that are more than just, we're bad guys because we're dicks. These are villains that you really could tell they have an emotional core to them. They have a reason, a backstory for why they're doing what they're doing, and it makes sense, and it allows for the fights to be great. It allows for everything to be really, really amazing. And although, yes, I am ready to be hurt again, and I know I'm going to be hurt again, because Disney is just a constant failure with this kind of stuff, I, for the first time in a very long time, have hope. I have a new hope, one might say. So yep, that's the video, guys. Just wanted to get my quick unscripted thoughts. What did you guys think of Ahsoka Episode 4 if you watched it? Let me know down below. Make sure to like this video and subscribe for more. Make sure to turn on notifications to see everything as I post it. And I will see you all in the next one.